Namaskar, welcome to Pradipta's Musings. Today is Kartika Purnima, which is celebrated as Guru Nanak Dev Ji Ki Jayanti, or the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikh religion. Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikh religion, was a great apostle of peace, harmony, brotherhood, and service to humankind. Charity and service to fellow human beings and living a God-oriented, honest life form the basic foundations of Sikh religion. As a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, as an initiated follower of the Ramakrishna ideal, I would like to highlight some aspects of Sri Ramakrishna's association with the followers of Sikh religion as mentioned in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was in close touch with many followers of Sikhism during his stay at Dakshineshwar Kali temple premises. Many Sikh soldiers working under the British Army those days used to come and meet Sri Ramakrishna with their spiritual queries. They used to narrate the various parables associated with Guru Nanak Dev Ji to Sri Ramakrishna, which he used to interpret for these soldiers in his own simple way. And he would also answer their spiritual queries. One day, some Sikh followers told Sri Ramakrishna that God is very kind and compassionate. Sri Ramakrishna asked them to whom. They told, God is kind and compassionate towards us, all the creatures on this earth. Sri Ramakrishna said to them that calling God kind and compassionate just for doing his duty of taking care of his own children is making the relationship with God very distant. And Sri Ramakrishna told them that this is very initial step of spirituality. God should be considered to be one's very own, because as parent, God is very, very close to his children. So God should be considered to be one's very own by all the devotees who want to make progress to the higher realms of spiritual realization. Amongst these Sikh devotees who were the soldiers in British Army during pre-independence era of those days, Havaldar Kaur Singh finds special mention in Sri Ramakrishna's words because of his great respect and devotion towards Sri Ramakrishna. Once it so happened that a whole battalion of Sikh soldiers marching on the roads of British-ruled Kolkata those days put aside their guns and prostrated on the road itself to see Sri Ramakrishna passing by in a carriage. Such respect and reverence these Sikh soldiers had for Sri Ramakrishna. They adored and worshipped Sri Ramakrishna, considering him to be an incarnation of Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself. Many ascetics following Guru Nanak's path and many Nanak-panthi sadhus, they used to visit Dakshineshwar temple and meet Sri Ramakrishna, used to have spiritual discussions with him, and they used to hold Sri Ramakrishna in very high esteem. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say that Guru Nanak Dev Ji and the other gurus of Sikhism, they can be compared to Raja Janaka. because Raja Janaka was a king. He lived a life of a sansari, he lived a worldly life, but at the same time, Raja Janak was the epitome of asceticism. So this was how Guru Nanak Dev Ji and his predecessor gurus were like. They lived in the samsara, they had worldly life, but they held high the values of asceticism in their lives. They practiced asceticism, they preached asceticism, and yet they lived in the samsara. Once Sri Ramakrishna had met a young Nanak Panthi sadhu in Varanasi during one of his pilgrimages there with Mathur Babu, the son-in-law of Rani Rashmani, who had built Dakshineshwar temple. That Nanak Panthi young sadhu was a monist, and he was strictly following the rules of asceticism. That so much so that he used to turn his back towards Mathur Babu because of Mathur Babu being a very worldly person, and he used to read scriptures only looking at Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, turning his back towards Mathur Babu so that he did not have to see the face of a very worldly person like Mathur Babu. But this strictly asceticism following Nanak Panthi sadhu was very much in favor of the path of devotion, and he highly endorsed the path of devotion as mentioned in Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. He used to call Sri Ramakrishna a premi sadhu, a sadhu who follows the path of love and devotion. And he was very, very respectful and full of adoration for Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna met him several times in the monastery which is designated for such Nanak Panthi sadhus in Varanasi. And he was deeply influenced by this young Nanak Panthi sadhu. He had various spiritual discussions with this Nanak Panthi sadhu, and later on in his life, Sri Ramakrishna used to mention about him to his followers and devotees. And he also used to mention about several teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and the ideals of Sikh religion to his devotees and followers. The noble ideals of Sikhism like honesty, truthfulness, loyalty, indomitable courage and service to humankind, which have been laid down by Guru Nanak Dev Ji and his predecessor gurus and have been encapsulated in the holy scripture of Sikh religion, Guru Granth Sahib, have inspired the entire humanity and will continue to be guiding light for all sincere spiritual aspirants, irrespective of caste, creed, country or religion. May Guru Nanak Dev Ji bless us all. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.